I'll deal with double identity and conflict of interest. Let us all remember that this whole matter was triggered by our request in Parliament of how much has so far been spent on National Cathedral and what they have used the money for. Doc, you will recall that following our discovery that on the blind side of Parliament, monies were being withdrawn for the National Cathedral project. The government, after considerable public uproar and upheaval, decided that this time they will come to Parliament and they will ask for the 2022 budget process going into 2023. That's for the 2023 budget. They will ask for some 80 million Ghana cedis for us to approve. They now wanted to do things properly. We then asked them, when I say them, I mean the National Cathedral of Ghana, to give us a breakdown of how they have used the 339 million Ghana cedis, how they have used that money. So, CHRAJ indicates that the documents that have been submitted to them aligns with what was brought to Parliament. And so when you read page 50 of this report, you see a confirmation of what was brought to Parliament, which is the fact that the National Cathedral Secretariat of Ghana, on their own, they submitted documents saying that we have paid 2.6 million Ghana cedis to JNS Talent Center Limited for contractors mobilization. Contractors mobilization. Now, I got curious that I know that the contractor of this National Cathedral project is Rebadi. What is JNS doing here? I was hearing JNS for the first time. And that is what triggered my investigations into this matter. Then I discover that there is a Kusi Boateng-Adu Gyamfi who is director of JNS Talent Center Limited, receiving these 2.6 million. And then it turns out that Kusi Boateng-Adu Gyamfi is the same Victor Kusi Boateng, operating under a dual identity, a different guise. Now, having discovered this JNS Talent Center 2.6 million conundrum, I decided to dig further. Then I noticed that there is a consistent pattern. This is somebody who, up until this point, operates in these two identities. When he is operating as Victor Kusi Boateng, he says he was born on the 7th of September 1971. His mother's name, his mother who gave birth to him on 7th September 1971 is Agnes Atta. And he has a unique TIN, a unique tax identification number, which is P0025. I'll leave out the rest. Then when he's operating as Kusi Boateng-Adu Gyamfi, he claims to be born 30th December 1969, 2 years apart. His mother's name is Yajimfua, another woman, very miraculous. And then he has a unique TIN for that identity as well, P00627. I'll leave out the rest. Now, ladies and gentlemen who are viewing us, after making this discovery and noticing that there are multiple companies under these different identities, I wrote to the Ghana Revenue Authority. I did a formal RTI request on the 25th of January 2023. On the 3rd of February 2023, the Ghana Revenue Authority responded. And I have the response here signed by Madame Florence Asante, Assistant Commissioner in charge of communications and public relations. 3rd February 2023. And it reads, Honorable Somokuja Ablakwa, MP for Northton, Ranking Member Foreign Affairs Committee, dear sir, request for information. This bears reference to your letter dated 25th January 2023, with reference number NTC MP 0123002 on the above subject, in which you have provided 2 distinct taxpayer identification numbers as belonging to the same individual. Pursuant to the relevant provisions of the Right to Information Act 2019 Act 989 and the Revenue Administration Act 2016 Act 915, as amended, we have verified the 2 distinct taxpayer identification numbers as captured on our Total Revenue Integrated Processing System, TRIPS, and wish to respond as follows. Yes, there is in the database Victor Kusi Boateng with this tin, a date of birth, a mother as Agnes Atta, the date of birth 7 September 1971, and the identification document, the source document that was used, was a driver's license. The letter continues. Yes, there's a Ablakwa Gyamfi with a different date of birth, 30 December 1969. The mother's name, Yajemfua. The identification document used was a passport. This is very clear that Victor Kusi Boateng is a different personality from Ablakwa Gyamfi if you look at his modus operandi, which is criminal. There's no doubt about that. I went further to even discover from the DVLA database that he has a driver's license, a copy of which I have here, in a different name, Victor Kusi Boateng. Then he has a Ghana card in another name when you look into the NIA database in the name Ablakwa Gyamfi. I also discovered from the Electoral Commission's database, copies of which I have here, and I'll share them with you, my brother, that in 2016, he was issued with a voter ID, with voter ID number 4863016. I'll leave out the rest. Where he said he was 40 years of age. And it's here. 40 years of age. 2016. It's here. In 2020, 4 years after, he was issued another voter's ID card with voter ID 890700181. I leave out the rest. This time saying he's 50 years of old. So between 2016 and 2020, he grew by 10 years. Every year he grows by 2.5 years. So it's here. I went into the database. Ladies and gentlemen, I presented all of this to CHRAJ. Everything. CHRAJ indeed admits that they were in possession of all of this. Please come with me to page 39 of the report and let's see how CHRAJ dealt with these matters. Page 39 of this report. And let us see if CHRAJ was fair to me as a complainant and fair to the evidence before them. Page 39. Because I've heard people say that, oh, he didn't even go with the evidence. He was just on Metro TV and social media. He has no evidence. Let's come to the report. Page 39. CHRAJ states, it is noteworthy that the other allegations contained in the complainant's 9th March 2023 letter, which revolve around the 4th respondent, that's Victor Kusi Boateng, Ablakwa Gyamfi, allegedly making false statements or declarations in order to obtain 2 tax identification numbers in both 2013 and 2016, are matters falling outside the mandate areas of the Commission. Thus, the Commission will not delve into it. Surprising. The Commission said don't delve into it.
They said they don't have jurisdiction.
They don't have jurisdiction.
That's their claim. They said they don't have jurisdiction.
Let's continue.
Okay.
And I will expose that very soon. CHRAJ then says, this is particularly so. They are giving the reasons. And they don't raise jurisdictional issues. This is the reason they give. They say, this is particularly so because at the relevant time at which the purported acts were allegedly taken, the fourth respondent, that's Victor Kusi Boateng-Adu Gyamfi, was not a public officer. That's the reason CHRAJ is giving.
Oh, okay.
That at the time he committed these crimes, he was not a public officer.
Okay.
The fourth respondent only became a public officer in March 2017 when the National Cathedral Board was inaugurated.
Okay.
So CHRAJ is saying that they won't delve into all of these matters because when he engaged in them, he was not a public officer. I will soon expose.
But they say he became a public officer in 2017.
In 2017. Meanwhile...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay. In incorporating the Board of Trustees of the Cathedral,
thank you very much, Randy.
were any of these documents used as his ID?
Absolutely.
In becoming a public officer?
Absolutely.
In attaining the status of a public officer?
Absolutely.
Were any of these documents used?
Yes. In incorporating the National Cathedral of Ghana, he used his driver's license. That is why if you look at the National Cathedral of Ghana, the incorporation documents, he is there as Victor Kusi Boateng, born 7 September 1971.
But is the CHRAJ not aware of this?
And is CHRAJ not aware that he has continued to even incorporate many other companies, even after 2071?
Post-2017?
Post-2017, pardon.
In the Victor Kusi Boateng?
In the Victor Kusi Boateng name.
Did you make that available to them?
I made all of that available. I have the documents here.
Okay.
Look, in 14 January 2019, Victor Kusi Boateng, this is the Victor Kusi Boateng companies, I made it available to CHRAJ. He incorporated El Dunamis Media Limited, 14 January 2019. 26 March 2019, after 2017, he incorporated On Point One Laundry Limited. In 2021, 14 May 2021, he incorporates Vibrant Generation Chapel Worldwide, LBG. As a public officer, he continued with the double identity scheme. 20th May 2021, he incorporated another company, Dunamis Chapel Worldwide, LBG. I submitted all of this to CHRAJ. As Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, whilst he was doing all of this post-2017, as Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, post-2017, 21st October 2020, he incorporated the 4Bs Company Limited. 6 November 2020, he incorporates Annie B's Petroleum Limited. 19th April 2021, he incorporates Great Speed Engineering and Construction Limited. This is at the Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi name.
So he was using both
concurrently at the same time, post 2017, as a public official.
And
so
you made this available?
I made it available to CHRAJ. So what is CHRAJ saying? That is why I'm so upset. CHRAJ was sloppy. They were totally shady and shoddy with the work they did on the double identity. Totally sloppy. Look, let me continue. He incorporated more companies. 9th December 2021, as Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, he incorporates New Wave FM Limited. 8th June 2022, he incorporates another company, Lloyd's General and Risk Limited. 16 January 2023, interesting, that was the day of my expose. That day, he incorporates Dunamis Insurance Brokers Limited. 16 January 2023.
There's one Dunamis under Kusi Boateng.
Yes.
There's one Dunamis
under yes. Okay. The Kusi Boateng one is El Dunamis.
El Dunamis. This is just Dunamis.
The Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi one is only Dunamis.
Okay.
You know. So all of this was before CHRAJ. Now listen to what CHRAJ says at page 40. The commission is, however, mindful of the fact that making false declarations is a criminal offense, as provided under Section 248 and 251 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29, which provides that whoever, in order that he may obtain or be qualified to act in any public office or to vote at any public election, makes, signs, publishes, or uses any declaration, statement, or oath required by law in such case, or any certificate or testimonial as to his conduct or services, or as to any other matter which is material for the obtaining by him of such office, or for his qualification to act in such office, or to vote at such election, shall, if he does so, knowing that the declaration, statement, oath, certificate, or testimonial is false in any material particular, is guilty of a misdemeanor. 251 provides, whoever with intent to defeat, obstruct, or prevent the course of justice or the due execution of the law, or to obtain or assist in or facilitate the obtaining of any passport, instrument, concession, appointment, permission, or other privilege or advantage, endeavors to deceive or to overreach any public officer, acting in the execution of any public office or duty by personation or by any false instrument, document, seal, signature, or by any false statement, declaration, or assurance, with the person making such statement, declaration, or assurance did not have good reason to believe to be true, is guilty of misdemeanor. This is CHRAJ. And this is what CHRAJ then says. Accordingly, the Commission is making a referral to the Attorney General of this allegation for investigation and necessary action.
Absolutely.
So they played Pontius Pilate, says that, he was not a public officer. We only investigate public officials. Meanwhile, if they had just looked at the face of the evidence before them, they would have known that he has continued, even as we speak.
In fact, he used one of those documents to
incorporate the National Cathedral of Ghana
of a public officer.
Exactly. So CHRAJ then washes their hands and plays Pontius Pilate. We are forwarding this criminal aspect to the Attorney General. So I ask those who are out there saying that, Kusi Boateng should see Okuja to Ablakwa. I've heard a lot of MPP propagandists. He should see Okuja to Ablakwa. Okuja to Ablakwa has been exposed. He lied. Where is this report? This even though CHRAJ has been sloppy and shoddy, it is still damning. They have referred him to the Attorney General because they state clearly that this evidence is criminal conduct under our Criminal Offences Act. And so the Attorney General should deal with it. So how can anybody out there say that Kusi Boateng has been exonerated and that I have been exposed for lying? How?
So come on, just hold on. Let me sort out one thing with Sammy now.
Yeah.
But Sammy, did you ask CHRAJ to look into the passports of Reverend Kusi Boateng or Kwabena Adu Gyamfi? Did you ask them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you ask them for?
I said that I have reasonable suspicion based on what I had seen. Driver's license, the voter ID, the Ghana card. I had reasonable suspicion that it is possible that he may have a second passport, particularly when in one of the companies, in the course of my investigations, I saw that there was another passport used. So that is why I said that they should check that. But I did not only hinge my petition on only passports. I provided the driver's license, which is in the name Victor Kusi Boateng, the Ghana card in the name of Kwabena Adu Gyamfi, the GRA response to the RTI saying that in their database he is there twice. And GRA promised an investigation that this is embarrassing to them as an institution because they thought they were robust.
So your point is that even as a public officer, he was committing...
Exactly.
Okay, right.
So I am surprised that...
So the passport, so you asked them to go into the passport.
to go into the passport.
And what did you find?
So when you read the findings, let me come to page 159. This is what CHRAJ says they found on passports. And it's interesting. When it comes to all the other IDs, those ones they say,
he acquired them
it looks like it happened before. So that one they play Pontius Pilate. Attorney General, you deal with it. We are not interested. But passports, they were interested. And this is what they say at page 159. The fourth respondent, Victor Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. Kwabena Adu Gyamfi. And should CHRAJ even be entertaining this? Writing this way, Victor Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. I mean, what's that? What's the meaning of that? When I have produced evidence that shows that this is not an alias.
Okay.
And CHRAJ then writes, the fourth respondent, Victor Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. Kwabena Adu Gyamfi.
So just
they are willing to sacrifice their reputation.
So that suggests that they believe that his name is Victor Kusi Boateng. And the Kwabena is an alias. It's
an alias.
Yeah.
So just hold on. No, don't worry. You don't have to worry about it. Proceed to read.
Okay. Good. And it says, does not hold two different passports, each bearing one of his two names with different dates of birth on each document. There is no Victor Kusi Boateng in the passport database.
Right.
The fourth respondent has rather been issued 4 ordinary passports, 3 of which have expired, and 1 diplomatic passport under his name, Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, with the same date of birth. So this is what they say.
Yes.
So I have even been asking myself, how does even this amount to an exoneration? You are appointed as a public official, as Victor Kusi Boateng. That is on the National Cathedral and Corporation documents. Your appointment letter, indeed the letter from the office of the president, signed by Nana Asante Bedietu, which is in this report, is that you are Victor Kusi Boateng. Then when it comes to giving you passport, diplomatic passport to go and work, I'm glad you are here. You are a top diplomat now. You know that diplomatic passport is given.
No, in fact,
the
office of the president incorporates the board of trustees.
Exactly.
In incorporating the board of trustees, first of all,
they use Victor Kusi Boateng.
Victor Kusi Boateng. They have an ID. We all, if you are going to be a director, they need your ID.
Sure.
They use an ID that bears the name Victor Kusi Boateng to appoint the person and get the register of companies to register the person as a trustee of the board. Not so.
Exactly.
Now, when you have to issue the person with a passport
yes.
for the same purpose, you accept an ID different from your appointment letter
exactly.
and the documentation that you incorporated the person as a trustee in, and issued the person a diplomatic passport to work for the purposes of the cathedral.
Shocking.
In a name other than what we will find on your website, what we will find on your letterhead, what we find on your appointment letter, what we find at the Registrar General for Incorporation of the cathedral and its board of trustees.
Yeah.
And you're saying that CHRAJ was not interested in all of this.
And it's shocking. It's shocking. And in that passport, the date of birth there is 30th December 1969.
Which passport?
The diplomatic passport.
Yes. But that's consistent with all the other passports.
Consistent with all of Kwabena. When he's Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, he's mastered it. When he's Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, he has the same mother, same date of birth, but different from when he's operating as Victor Kusi Boateng. And CHRAJ is telling us that they're not interested in this and that these things have happened when he was a private person, but it's not true. Based on this, I was expecting that CHRAJ would say that no, this is criminal. How can you be appointed as Victor Kusi Boateng and then you are issued a diplomatic passport in another name, Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi? Now,
did they ask the board, the National Cathedral Board, to explain that situation? To explain how they did the incorporation, the appointment and incorporation as Victor Kusi Boateng, yet issued a passport as that? Did they ask them to clarify it? No, they didn't. Did they ask him to clarify it?
No. Well, at least when you read this report, I don't know if they did and they didn't put it in the report. I've read the entire 165 pages and you don't see that. Clearly, CHRAJ was not just interested in the double identity. They had played Pontius Pilate, totally misled themselves, whether it was misleading themselves or just trying to give Kusi Boateng a pass. No, please, I'm not done. Please, let me finish, please. Now, also before CHRAJ, Doc, and this is very significant, was a 13th July 2023 judgment of the High Court by Her Ladyship, Justice Barbara Tetechawe. I have a copy of the judgment here, where the High Court has determined this double identity matter. And for the record, I didn't go to the High Court. It is Victor Kusi Boateng, Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, who went to the High Court.
Which of the names went to court?
Interesting. So, in the High Court judgment, Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi went to court, alias Victor Kusi Boateng.
Oh, so he put the Kusi Boateng as an alias.
Yes. Now
so his name is
the name he says his name
gives him Kusi Boateng.
But CHRAJ is giving him Victor Kusi Boateng and alias Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi.
Right.
I mean, banana republic. Right. Institutions making a mess of themselves.
Okay. So what's the point you're making with the court? Yes.
This is what the court said. Page 30, paragraph 86. Clearly, the evidence before the court overwhelmingly demonstrates that the applicant, who describes himself as Kwabena-Adu Gyamfi, alias Victor Kusi Boateng, uses two names independent of each other for different purposes and does so concurrently.
That's the court speech.
High Court of Ghana. In the opinion of the court, counsel for the first respondent is justified. That's my lawyer. in his statement of case, when he argues that the name Victor Kusi Boateng, which the supposed applicant refers to as his alias, is not an alias. The name Victor Kusi Boateng is actually another identity actively used by the applicant. Paragraph 87. In the face of such overwhelming evidence, the averment made by the applicant in this supplementary affidavit to the effect that he has been informed by his lawyer and verily believes him to be true, that per the laws of Ghana, the fact that a person can be identified by two different sets of names is not a crime, and such a person will not be denied the protection of his fundamental human rights enshrined in the 1992 Constitution by virtue of the fact that he is identified by two different sets of names, is, in the view of the court, completely misconceived. Completely misconceived. Paragraph 88. This is because the evidence placed before this court does not disclose a simple case of an individual who is identified by two different sets of names, but rather it discloses a case of an individual who deliberately uses two different identities in his public dealings. Public dealings. I hope CHRAJ is listening. Public dealings. Either to conceal his true identity or to exploit a loophole in the law, or for whatever reason best known to him, such that but for the revelations made by the first respondent, it would be difficult for any public institution or person dealing with the applicant to relate one identity with the other. Paragraph 89. The evidence before this court discloses a pattern of duplicity and lack of transparency on the part of the applicant, which borders on criminality. And the failure of applicant's counsel to appreciate the import of this, of his client's conduct, and to advise him appropriately is unfortunate, to say the least. Even his lawyers in this judgment were criticized by the judge. As was stated earlier, this court has had to painstakingly comb through the totality of the evidence before it in order to decipher the identity of the applicant who commenced this action because of the contention over his true identity. Having established that the applicant, who describes himself as Kusi Boateng-Adu Gyamfi, alias Victor Kusi Boateng, operates in two distinct and separate identities concurrently, the question, which of the applicant's two identities is the originator of this action, is relevant, as that to enable the court to make specific orders at the end of the case. In other words, the court must know whether the applicant before it is Kusi Boateng-Adu Gyamfi, who was born on 30th December 1969, and whose mother's maiden name is Yajemfwa, or Victor Kusi Boateng, who was born on 7th September 1971, and whose mother's maiden name is Agnes Ada.
So the court is even confused.
Even the court said they were confused. They don't know who is before them. Incredible. And all of this evidence attached to my petition. CHRAJ says, oh, for these criminal matters, that one, yeah, we admit is criminal. But it happened in his private life before 2017. Baseless.